Hello Penguinauts, I'm the Beardy Penguin and welcome back to Kerbal Space Hologram Collaborative Warfare! After absolutely ages, I think this has been the longest break we've ever actually had, and it's because of Agonarch again, but on a serious note, his circumstances at the moment do mean that he is incredibly busy, and hopefully you guys can respect that. His video still hasn't gone up, so we're just going to continue without him, and we might have to just let him do his turns and not the videos, because I really don't think he's got much time available at the moment. But hopefully you guys are okay with that. And anyway, on to today's antics. So, we've got a brand new aircraft, and I've named it the Atlas for obvious reasons, because it is obviously a giant cargo plane. You might be thinking, Beardy, why the hell have you got a giant cargo plane? Well, we got quite a bit of stuff to do. Obviously, we're launching from the newly liberated Kerbal Space Center number 2, thanks to our good friend Twitchi. And Tape's taken Twin Peaks, and he's put 2 defenses there. 2 really tough defenses, like his newest defenses. Kind of betting on me not being able to take it back, so obviously we have to take it back. It's just a matter of honor now. But he's got loads of countermeasures and loads of armor. He's made these things ridiculously missile proof. But there's one thing that he hasn't done, and that's make them cluster bomb proof. That's right, this plane, as well as having a cargo ramp, can normally carry tanks and stuff wherever I need them. I was planning to launch one of these for quite a while, but now I actually need one for combat. But look, it's carrying, I haven't counted just how many, but holy crap, a lot of cluster bombs. So many that I actually have to turn off bomb clearance check because they won't actually leave the cargo bay, so they leave in like a massive clump. But if this can't kill Tape's defenses, then I really don't know what can, to be honest. So we're going to set Twin Peaks as our target, and off we go. So, as I said, we might have to continue without Agonarch doing his videos. Hopefully he can still do his turns, but it should be okay. Now, Twitchi and I, we've actually got a little plan. We're hitting Tape really, really hard. So he's already taken Lake Dermal, I believe it is, and obviously KSC2, which had an Agonarch craft there as well. So we're hitting them both pretty damn hard. Tape lost one of his aircraft too. So he's losing quite a lot. Losing another 2 defenses from this base, and we'll probably just go for an easy undefended base as well, and then back up some of our own defenses. And I think Tape's gonna feel that. Some people are saying that our war is a constant stalemate, but I think since he can only take 2 bases a turn, us taking 4 of his bases and annihilating way more craft than he can launch in 1 turn, I think that's gonna leave a dent, certainly. So hopefully this will knock him back a bit, and Twitchi and I can make some headway against him. Because of course, if Tape goes out of the war, then it's just me and Twitchi against Agonarch, and well, war on 2 fronts. Agonarch isn't going to do too well there. We're having some difficulty pitching down. I think it's because once we drop these bombs, the center of mass shifts forward really, really dramatically. So I've moved the wings and stuff to compensate for that, but I think I compensated a little bit too much. So the center of mass is a little bit too far back at the moment. So we might have to move some weight forward. I think we do actually need to move some weight forward, like seriously, quite badly. There we go. We'll select you. Come on, let me select the. That's all right. Yeah, it's not letting me. It's too laggy. Come on, game. Play nice. There we go. That. Let me select the cargo bay. There we go. We'll top up the front a little bit. Move our center of mass forward. There we go, and that helps a lot. Now we can pitch down. Okay, awesome. So we need to get up to an altitude of about 9 kilometers, because Twin Peaks is obviously very, very high up, because it's a mountain, clearly. We're moving a little bit to the right of the target, because we need to line up correctly. We need to line this up perfectly, and then, obviously, we can get into range. Now, you might be thinking, Beardy, how the hell is a cargo plane going to avoid getting shot down by Tape's defenses? And thank you very much for asking, Mr. Anonymous Subscriber. So, as well as having a butt ton of countermeasures, we've also got missile defense. So, what we're going to use is we're going to use guard mode. We're going to use our 50 cal turrets. We've got, well, pretty much 360 view around the plane. We're going to activate our guard mode, set it to missiles, and hopefully we're we can take out any missiles that get too close. So that's what I'm hedging my bets on. Hopefully it goes well. Now it's going to take a little while to get over to Twin Peaks. This thing doesn't like time acceleration, so I'll see you when we get there. Now we're approaching our bombing target, and we've entered post-commentary mode here because the game slowed down to an absolute crawl once we entered load range. I mean, the lag was actually unbearable because we had all the bombs, all the missiles, all the craft, all the parts, and it just slowed the game down to like 3 frames per second. So I've just sped it up, and we're talking in post-commentary just to save you that. Now this was quite difficult because once you're above, I think about 4 or 5 kilometers, you lose the little marker telling you where your bombs are going to land. So I pretty much eyeballed it. I did a load of testing beforehand, not on here. I tested it on my own defenses. I sort of knew just about when to launch, but I mean, with this many cluster bombs, you can launch. You've got quite a bit of leniency because obviously you're gonna carpet bomb quite a wide area. So it was okay. And so once we'd released our bomb load, just turned on turned on the guard mode to try and blow up any incoming missiles, and actually didn't do too bad. I mean, the 50 cals were okay. I mean, they only took out missiles when they got ridiculously close, just like there. I mean, for the most part, it was the countermeasures that did all the work. And we did have a couple of near misses, but surprisingly, even though this is like a massive sitting duck, we actually got through. I mean, obviously, I'm used to going through, passing through missile zones at like Mach 2, so going through at about 200 meters per second was certainly new. But the missile defense system and the countermeasures actually managed to save us. And although the defenses did shoot down some of the bombs, the cluster bombs split open quite early. I set them to quite high altitude, so we could cover quite a wide area. And as you see, we completely pasted them. So yeah, cluster bombs actually work against Tape's defenses. I mean, Tape's defenses have taken a ridiculous amount of missiles before, but it seems that cluster bombs actually work really well, as you see. Yeah, pretty well annihilated. And wiped pretty much off the map. So certainly a strategy to think about, although it is quite difficult to get them on target and you need a lot of them, which is why we're using this plane and not like a Phobos or anything, because a Phobos just can't carry enough bombs. You need a ridiculous amount to hit anything. I think we only just managed to scrape these defenses, so we were actually quite lucky there, I think. No, not being hit and actually managing to hit them. Now obviously we can't land in Twin Peaks, so we just got a willing daredevil to jump out the top of the plane and while he was parachuting down, decided to pull up, make sure we don't fly into the mountain. Kind of reminiscent of Mission Impossible 2. You know, in the beginning, even though that's not a particularly good film, you know, the beginning where the plane just smashes into the mountain because they make everyone fall asleep or something. I don't know, it's been a long time since I saw that film. But we had to make sure we didn't fly out of load range while he was parachuting down, so obviously we just spin the Atlas back around and go for another flyby and just wait. Because I do not trust the AI pilot to fly this plane. I mean, I don't trust it to fly this plane full stop, but let alone in a mountain range. I mean, that's not going to end well, is it? So I decided to control it manually, and it really wasn't all that difficult. I just had to keep a close eye on our little Kerbal there, and he makes it to the ground just fine. He's a little way away from Twin Peaks, but I think it's close enough for him to just get up and plant a flag. I mean, it doesn't really matter. As long as the flag is near-ish, and I can say that I do own the base. Not much point just flying around while, you know, for ages while I wait for him to walk really, really slowly over to Twin Peaks. So there you go. If in doubt, carpet bomb. It is a really reliable motto. I think it should be the new motto of the Penguin Ore Empire, actually. So then we just had to fly home again. So we decided to fly to Hamburg Cape because it isn't too far and it's protected by Poseidon Mark II, so it'll be quite well guarded. And it didn't take all that long, actually, with time accelerate, and the fact that we only had to fly across about half a continent. Even though this is a subsonic aircraft, it really didn't take long, and it's really stable as well. So I just left it for about 5 minutes while I went off and ate some cinnamon rolls. Does anyone else like cinnamon rolls? They're so nice, aren't they? Does anyone else eat cinnamon rolls? Is it just me? Like, buy massive packs of them from Costco. You probably noticed. Sorry, I'm getting a bit off topic here. You probably noticed the all the overheating warnings and stuff. That's because these engines produce a lot of heat, and I mounted them pretty close to each other. I think one of the flags exploded as well because I put them directly on top of these really, really hot engines from B9 as well, which they're quite nice replacements for, well, kind of substitutes for the new 1.0.5 engines, but I think we can update soon because Kerbinside has been updated and I've tested it and it works. So I think next turn, as well as introducing nukes and stuff, we will update. But something weird happened here. Land perfectly, and then I think we had an exchange pilot from Twitchi, who was an ex-member of the ballet troupe or something, because then it just did a massive forward roll and so put the brakes on. So I don't know if I scaled up the brake torque accidentally or something, but hopefully I think that's repairable. That should be fine. So we're launching from KSC2 for the second time today, which I think shows just how useful it is as a forward operating base. I mean, KSC2 gives us access to the entire region, which is why I'm pretty sure Tape is going to fight tooth and nail for it. So that's why we're not going to put defences here. We're probably going to put defences at Twin Peaks, because whatever we put here, Tape is going to fight really hard to get this base back. But anyway, this is the Tartarus. Now, it is a heavy tank sort of thing, hover tank, but I've changed its armament so it can go up against an HSI Mark 1, because Tape has still got one aircraft left at Area 51. And we cannot allow this, okay? If he has even a single aircraft left, he can use it, and I'm sure he will use it to inflict a lot of damage against us. So, if we really want to hammer in, the final nail in the coffin for this turn, we really do need to take out that aircraft. So, that's what this hover tank is for. Not only is it completely covered in armour, it's got 3 layers of it on the front, on the sides. I mean, that HSI has only got 2 little Vulcans and 2 Sidewinders. Even if both Sidewinders hit this thing right in the face, it will be fine. So I'm pretty confident we can take out Tape's HSI. So here we go. We just need to raise ourselves very gently off the ground. We've got a little there's a little probe in here, which means I can look forward. There we are. That's good. We're using intake air jets as our RCS thing, because, well, we probably should have used those before, but they're just really, really good, and obviously they use intake air, so we've got pretty much an infinite supply of that. And we'll just put ourselves to the highest altitude that we can. There we go. I think that's about as high as this hover tank goes. And where do we want to head? I think we want to head, yeah, in that direction. That's towards Area 51. So, okay, we'll start off by going this way. So using these B9 engines here, I mean, I know this doesn't look particularly good, this craft, but well, it was just made to be functional and just made to be tough. When we actually get there, we'll have it lower down, a little closer to the ground. It also looks like one of those little RCS jets actually pokes up. It just pokes up through the front of the armour, which I didn't quite notice before, but we're gonna have to deal with that. So I think it can pick up quite a decent amount of speed. It just takes quite a while for the engines to spool up, and this is a really heavy craft. It's got over 300 parts, mainly armor plating. Well, yeah, pretty much entirely armor plating. So this is going to take quite a while to get to Area 51. But thankfully I've got quite a lot to do, so I can just leave it on, kind of like I left the Atlas on. Saying that, the Atlas actually didn't take that long. The cool thing about these engines, they can reverse thrust. Have we got reverse thrust enabled? Yeah. So we've reversed our thrust, and now we're decelerating. And I think we accelerated too much. So we've got to try and turn left here. This is why these intake air RCS jets are so damn useful. Okay, yeah, we are going that way. But let's decelerate first. Come on. And then we're going to have to go over the side of this runway before we can head over and destroy Tape's HSI. And I'm pretty sure that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 12 Sidewinders should be able to take it out just fine. And we've also got 2 flat cannons, so yeah, I'm pretty confident this thing will be okay. And we'll probably leave it as defences, not because leaving it there as a defence thingy-bobby is actually a particularly good idea. It's more just because I can't be bothered to drive it anywhere else. Because Tape is almost certainly going to retake Area 51 and KSC2, because they're his most prized bases. I highly doubt he's going to try and retake Twin Peaks or anything like that. This is at the highest altitude it can go, so it should be okay going over here. Whoa, cutting things a little bit fine there, but we're okay. If you're wondering where all the thrust and stuff is coming out at the bottom, those are our Kerbal Foundries power generators. They generate enough power to power the repulsors and all of our equipment, but they've got some well, they've got to lose heat, haven't they? So they eject a lot of air out of the bottom of the craft. And here we go. We're heading over to Area 51 at not a bad speed actually. So can we quick save? No, we can't quick save while moving over the surface. So let's just hope we don't crash. So this journey's taken an absurd amount of time, but thankfully the desert is actually pretty flat, so I've been able to just leave it while I get on with other things. And of course it's a really, really hot day, but our brave Kerbonauts have got the very latest in air conditioning technology, so they're perfectly comfortable. I'm sure Tape just lets his Kerbals boil alive. Saying that this thing, looking at this thing and talking about air conditioning, I'm kind of reminded of Ace Ventura 2, you know where he's in the mechanical rhino, and he's in Africa and it gets really hot, and then the fan breaks and then the door breaks and he has to try and get himself out of the rhino because he's boiling alive. Not entirely sure why I thought of that, but I just did for some reason. So yeah, we're fast approaching the HSI, and but we've got this massive dune in the way, so we won't be able to see it for a little while. Saying that, they should be able to see us considering the ridiculous amount of dust and gas that we're throwing up into the air. This thing certainly is not designed for stealth missions at all. But no, it's actually been quite nice to drive, which is saying something considering pretty much every hover vehicle I ever seem to make seems to be an absolute nightmare. I'm looking at you, Artemis. Most people said that the Artemis looked awesome. This looks really, really ugly. It looks like just like a big, kind of looks like a woodlouse, don't you think? I'm surprised Agonarch hasn't made something like this and literally called it the woodlouse. Yeah, it really does look like a woodlouse actually. Yeah, it doesn't really have a particularly imposing sort of vibe to it, does it? But anyway, here we go. We're fast approaching, and okay, now we're inside range, so they should have detected us by now. I'm not entirely sure whether the HSI. I can't talk today. I'm not entirely sure whether the HSI will take off immediately or whether it'll take off when we get over the hill. So we're going to just move over this way a bit, just so we can get over the hill faster. We do need to wait for the HSI to take off before we can attack it. That is our gentleman's agreement with Tape. Of course, Twitchi had no such agreement, so he just barraged his Mark II while it was still taking off. But anyway, so what we're going to do is going to fire some missiles at it, dodge around, use our countermeasures to avoid any missiles or anything it throws at us, and then we'll switch it on to guard mode and take it out with the flat cannons if the missiles don't hit it. But I'm pretty confident that the missiles should be able to hit it. So yeah, for some reason it's tilting over. I'm not entirely sure why it does this. When you go up hills it tilts over the wrong way. I think it's to do with these gimbaled anti-grav motors that I'm using. There's something odd about them, I'm not entirely sure. But I'm trying not to go too fast up these hills because otherwise it flips all the way around. I did a weird little barrel roll on my way over just before I started recording. Thankfully, since the repulsors are near the top, it was actually fine. It's able to do a barrel roll when the repulsors are on maximum height, which is always quite nice. Although once we're within range and we can see it, we might want to lower ourselves down so we don't get any missiles underneath, because that is the soft underbelly of the woodlouse. It really does look like a woodlouse the more I talk about it. Okay, here we go. It's coming into range. Let's just lower ourselves to the ground a little bit more, and let's fire off our welcoming party. Right, slow down a bit. Hello! It's taken off, so we're just going to launch a few surprises towards it. Here we go. Now hopefully this will just be able to take it straight out, but I'm pretty sure it won't, knowing how maneuverable these bloody planes are. Just launch them in little... Oh! Oh! Well, that didn't put up much of a fight, did it? That certainly did not put up much of a fight at all. Wow. And we still got two Sidewinders left, so this will probably make quite a good defensive thing, actually. Mainly just because I can't be bothered to drive it anywhere else. The nearest base is KSC2, and I'm not driving it all the way back. So although it's probably not a great idea to leave this out in enemy territory, we're just going to leave it to defend. Just so Tape can't just stroll in and take Area 51 back, which I'm pretty sure he'd like to do. Well, yeah, that really didn't put up much of a fight at all. So these 3 layers of armor and the 300 parts worth of just tank was not necessary at all. I'm really quite disappointed how... Oh, there we go. We've got bits of plane smashing all around. I'm really quite disappointed at how little of a fight that actually put up. Maybe it doesn't work so well against ground vehicles. Oh, we got a piece of plane. Oh, that actually almost hit us. Let's try not to get hit by pieces of Tape's failure. Right, let's drive ourselves onto the runway. Let's have a look. Yeah, Area 51, largest runway on the planet. This is going to be quite handy. Oh, we've got another explosion over there. This might be one of the I think there are only a couple of runways Tape can actually launch his Fortress, you know, his massive cargo plane from. So taking this from him is certainly going to do some damage, and obviously blowing up his HSI, which didn't put up much of a fight at all. I did see it did throw some countermeasures and try to dodge those missiles, but wow, that was really quite lame. I think Tape's going to be quite disappointed by how poor his planes have actually performed against ground vehicles. I think what he really needs to do is combine ground vehicles with air vehicles, because that means that the ground vehicles can completely... Like, if Tape still had a BD gun turret here or a flat cannon, he would have just annihilated this with 50 missiles or something. And then obviously you have the air threat to take out any planes that attack, to stop the planes. So planes are like pretty much super effective against the ground defenses, but then the ground defenses, the ground attack vehicles, are pretty effective against the air defenses. So I think you do need a combination of both if you actually want to be effective. And let's try and not slide off the edge of the runway. Oh, whoa! See what I meant about the barrel roll? It can actually barrel roll, which is always quite funny. See, it's fine. It's fine. Oh god, don't want to go off the edge of the runway. And oh, stop barrel rolling. Are you finished? Please tell me you're finished. Are you finished with the barrel? See, there we go. Oh, I love this. I love this woodlouse. I love it. I really should rename it the woodlouse. It really doesn't deserve the name Tartarus. I mean, I was considering naming my first hover tank Ares, but I really do want to say that for something special. So I thought, oh, okay, Tartarus. That's kind of cool, but this thing really does look more cute than it looks intimidating. Let's be brutally honest here. I really do want a quick save, because this thing does have a habit of crashing the game a little bit. But we do need to go to the end of the runway, take down Tape's flag, and put up our own. So we'll just get to the top of this little ramp, fly down the runway, and you'll see the interesting ballet that we do in order to get out of this tank, because it is quite interesting. Right, now let's show Tape what we think of his leadership, shall we? Hey, there goes the flag. Piece of cake. Right, let's slow ourselves down. Thankfully, these engines have actually got reverse thrust, which is really helpful. I probably already mentioned that, but it is just really nice when you, with these hover vehicles, you really do need some kind of method to slow down. I mean, I know the other guys have used like anchors and little wheels that fold down, but I just use engines that have got reverse thrust, which means you can just slow yourself down. It's much easier. We'll deploy our landing legs as well. There we are. Slow ourselves down nice and gently. Those things can take a massive beating, even though we really didn't test that today, did we? The whole being able to take a huge beating, but you know, whatever. Tape is not going to be a happy bunny, is he? Oh, we should probably switch on to Team A now, and just carefully lower ourselves to the ground. Slow down. We probably need to slow down a little more. Oh, no, wrong way. Have we got reverse thrust on? Oh, no, there we go. Why are you speeding up? You have reverse thrust enabled. There we go, now it's slowing down. Just sort of gliding along the floor, as you do. Just, it really does look like a woodlouse, doesn't it? It's not just me. It's not just me being crazy, is it? It seriously does. And there we go. Deactivate our anti-gravity motors, otherwise it tends to destroy the world, which usually isn't great for insurance. Okay, and there we go. We can click save. Awesome. Okay, and now we can put it on guard mode, and perfect. This shall defend Area 51 until its dying breath, which I'm pretty sure is going to be quite soon, considering, well, I don't think Tape's going to let us keep this base. Anyway, Armoury, time for you to go out, my friend. Right, yeah, it is a bit interesting getting out of this tank. I like your haircut, Armoury. Very, very emo, really. Now you got it is a bit of ballet getting out of it. Well, getting out is okay. It's getting back in, which is just the trouble, really. Saying that, I don't think this thing will make a bad defensive unit at all with its 3 layers of armor. It's only got 2 missiles though, so bombing it really isn't going to be all that difficult. But you know, whatever. Yeah, it should be able to take quite a beating as long as missiles don't go underneath it, because as I said, like a woodlouse, it's got a soft belly. There we go, Armoury. Put out the beautiful, beautiful flag of the Penguinaut Empire. There we are. The Area 51. Woodlice for the win. Oh yeah. Okay. And oh. Right, the ladder is a little bit too short, and I can explain that. I can explain why. It's because I used the B9 landing gear because it looked a lot better, and obviously I had it lower to the ground. But for some reason it kept sticking to the floor. Like when I tried to retract the gear, it would just sort of pull the craft into the ground. It was really weird, and they were glitchy. So I switched to these, which don't look as good, and they raise it higher. But I thought it was okay. But I didn't change the ladder. So now we're going to have to retract this landing gear and try not to crush him. Did we crush him? Oh, bits of plane. No, we didn't crush him. Okay, that's always nice. And there we go. And he's got to climb out a bit. And there we are, back inside. Perfectly safe under 3 layers of armor. Because you can never have too much armor, can you? And there we go. We can probably extend our gear again. Actually, saying that, I think it'd be better to have it like that. Yeah, I really do think it's probably a better idea to have them up. Actually, have it low to the ground means that nothing is going to get through the armor. Nothing can go underneath the armor either. So now it's not actually mobile. I think that's probably. Yeah, Ember, you accidentally stumbled across a better way to leave it in defense mode. So there we go. Area 51 is ours. Should we take a look at that debris? Okay, we've got a bit of a wing, and we got a bit of fuselage. The cockpit did not survive, so there we go. So here we are. Our final action this turn is to put a Cerberus Mark II out at Twin Peaks. So hopefully our people here will never have to be subject to the tyranny of the Territorial Arctic Protection Authority ever again. And actually, while we're here, you know, we might as well blow up some of this debris. Now also the... Oh, hello. The gun's bouncing off the armor. Now the whole triple armor thing on the Tartarus works so well in testing against missiles and stuff. I thought, you know what? Wait, if we can just... There we go. I might as well use it on my defences as well, because it really does work ridiculously well. So now we've got this whole tower thing. We've also got triple armor. So this thing should be able to take a hell of a beating. There's also the fact that it is sort of covered by these buildings, I guess. So it should be able to put up quite a fight. And there we go. I'm sorry the Collaborative Warfare has taken so long. In future, we will just skip Agonarch. If he doesn't get his video up, we'll just skip straight past him. Don't worry. So we're sorry about that. But please, in future, can you not harass me when we're waiting on Agonarch? Please go harass Agonarch, not me. And when I've answered the question, please, I stopped answering the question because so many people just kept asking, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Okay, please. If it's not coming out, there is a reason. You don't need to remind me, okay? So please, if it's not coming out, go harass Agonarch or something, okay? But there we go. Collaborative Warfare is back. And I'll see you all next time. Goodbye, everyone.